to let it die down. No. This time we're going all the way. We're following through. It went from that type time into, yeah, you could keep dropping as many records as you want. I'm done. Goodbye. See you later. Yo, when this beef first started, I thought Push Ups was a great track. I thought it was a great opening track for Drake to, take shots at Kendrick at. The more I re-listen to these Drake disses, like the more I realize that his disses towards Kendrick they don't really hit like they supposed to. Like right here, this line right here, pull your contract because we got to see the split. Way you doing splits, bitch, your pants might rip.
The way you doing splits, bitch, your pants might rip.
Drake takes this angle of, yo, your splits and your contract is all fucked up when somebody being Pusha T already took that angle on Drake.
You signed to one nigga that signed to another nigga that signed to three niggas.
You signed to this nigga who signed to that nigga, your contract is all fucked up. Pusha T said this years ago, years before the story of Adidon and the Sun reveal and all that. So I don't really understand this shot at Kendrick because the same could be said for Drake. And that's what Kendrick did on Euphoria. He says, let's speak on percentage. Show me your splits. I'll double back with you.
You was signed to a nigga that signed to a nigga that said he was signed to that nigga.
That's why Kendrick said that. It was in response to this. Like, bruh, the same thing you're trying to say to me is like, we've been saying about you. Right here. What the fuck is this, a 20v1?
What the fuck is this, a 20v1, nigga?
Now, when I first heard this bar, I thought it was good. I thought it was like, yes, like Drake, he got that energy. It's him versus Future versus Kendrick versus Metro versus all Weeknd, all these dudes. So 20v1, obviously that's the YouTube series where I think it's like a dating series or something. It's popular right now though. But Drake flipped it and he's like, yo, what is this, a 20v1? Like me versus all y'all? I think this is a good bar actually. But the way Kendrick flipped it on Euphoria.
Ain't 20v1, it's 1v20 if I gotta smack niggas that right with you.
He just completely shut this bar down. You can't re-listen to this song and listen to this bar without thinking about what Kendrick said. Ain't 20v1, it's 1v20 because I gotta smack niggas that right with you. It's not 20v1, it's me versus you and all your ghostwriters. I actually think these Weeknd disses are good. I don't have a problem with those. Here's another bar that just did not age well. Get more love in the city that you from. So Drake is basically saying like, yo, I get more love in LA than you do, Kendrick. Which, I mean, we obviously seeing that's completely false. I mean, from the Pop Out show to the Not Like Us video, bro, like people are still bumping Not Like Us in LA. It's gonna be one of those classic songs like California Love, like All Eyes on Me by Tupac. And here's the line that just completely, this is why Drake got done the way he did. Name dropping Kendrick's lady. And Drake did this to Pusha T also. He said something on Made Freestyle.
Man, I'ma let it ring on you like Virginia Williams.
Let it ring on you like Virginia Williams or something like that. I don't know why Drake's angle in beefs is to mention the women that these guys are dating, but it's super offensive. So this is the bar that took it from just, okay, a rap battle to where, okay, now we're gonna drop Meet the Grams. Now we're gonna talk about, you and these young women allegations. Now we're just gonna take it to a place we didn't have to take it. Yeah, but as a whole, I wasn't mad at this record, Push Ups. I thought it was a good angle, the Top Dog angle, like using Top Dog against Kendrick, basically saying you're getting extorted and Top Dog is not going to save you. We're not piecing it up. I thought it was a good angle overall. Now, Taylor Made Freestyle. So I think just as a whole, this song has just aged very terribly. And again, I liked this song. You can go watch my reaction to this song. I thought it was funny. A lot of people, and I'm from LA, like the Tupac and Snoop Dogg AI voices, I didn't take that as disrespectfully as others took it. But Kendrick obviously took it very offensively. I thought Taylor Made Freestyle was funny, but the entire song as a whole has not aged well. You can see Drake is just clowning right here. Yo, the nigga 5'5", heard it on the Joe Budden podcast. It's got to be true. This bar ain't aged well. Fuck this Canadian light-skinned dot. We need a no-debated West Coast victory. That's literally exactly what happened. Kendrick got a decisive, no-debate West Coast victory. There is no confusion amongst normal people of who came out on top here. that aged very poorly. Drake said this shit like clowning. But that's actually what happened. A no-debated West Coast victory. Talk about him liking young girls. So Drake already knows what the shots on him are going to be. And I think by doing this, Drake wanted to do, the Eminem 8 Mile thing where he before his opponent disses him, Eminem says all the things like, yeah, I'm white, yeah, I live with my mom. So now when his opponent says it, it doesn't hit as hard. So I think that's what Drake was trying to do. He's trying to get ahead of the young girl, you know, allegations. But obviously that didn't work at all because when Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, it was just completely off the Richter scale. More foreshadowing by Drake. It was me, Snoop Dogg, had my shirt off in the House of Blues. He's talking about Tupac. And then here comes Kendrick with probably the best show LA has seen in hip hop since that Tupac Dog Pound House of Blues show. Right here. But right now, it seemed like you posted up without a clue of what the fuck you about to do. Now, if you weren't here, if you weren't watching this beef develop after the Like That record, you won't really catch how much Drake was like trolling Kendrick. I really think Drake thought Kendrick was not going to respond. That's why he's coming at him like this. And Taylor Made Freestyle came after Push Up, so Drake dropped 2 in a row. He's like, and he's on also, this is what history's going to forget. Drake is on Instagram. He's trolling Kendrick. He's making these posts. He's got a Compton Community College sweater on. He's like, yo, these dudes don't know what to do. Like this one line encapsulates how Drake thought Kendrick was moving. And right here, this is probably the worst aged bars in the entire diss. Remember what I just said, how Drake was trolling Kendrick. How are you not in the booth? Feel like you kind of removed. You trying to let this shit die down? Nah, nigga, you following through. What the fuck is taking so long? We waiting on you. And then when Kendrick started dropping, it goes from this bravado to On the Heart Part 6. Drake is like, yeah, you burnt this out. Like, you doing too much. I don't want to rap anymore. Like, you burnt it out. You dropped too much, bro. Like, this shit is old now. Like, shit changed that quickly, like in a matter of 8 days. Nigga went from, nah, you trying to let this die down? Nah, not this time. You following through. He went, you know, what's taking? So we waiting, bro. Where you at? It went from that type of timing to, all right, bro, I'm done. I don't want to rap anymore. You know, this is getting, you burnt it out, man. Like, you went too far. And just more trolling. You know, Kendrick, I know you in that New York apartment. You're struggling right now. In a notepad, you're doing lyrical gymnastics. You better have a quintuple entendre, some shit we don't even understand. He was on that type of timing. Okay, so Family Matters. A lot of people like this song, and I understand why. It's a good beat. I mean, it's a well-produced song, great quality. But I don't think any of the disses on this song to any of the artists who Drake dissed, because he's not just going at Kendrick in this song, he's going at others too. A$AP Rocky, The Weeknd. I don't think any of the disses pass even a little bit of scrutiny. Once you look at the diss and analyze it just at a basic level, it's like, bruh, like this is not like a great diss. It's a good record, it's not a great diss record. So the first time I heard this, and I might have said this in my reaction, I don't know why Drake thought it was a good idea to shout out YG, who's from Compton, to shout out The Game, aka Chuck Taylor, who's from Compton.
You know who really bang except my nigga YG.
I don't know if that's gonna work out well for Drake. I don't think YG is gonna pick you over Kendrick. I think Drake started out the verse doing this because he thought that he would be able to turn YG in The Game against Kendrick, because he has songs. Drake has songs with YG. I think, yeah, Who Do You Love, in The Game. But he doesn't seem to quite understand that the Compton comes before the Kendrick and YG's and Game's Compton affiliation comes before Drake doing them a feature. Like you're not gonna get YG to be like, oh yeah, I'm rolling with Drake. And YG popped out at the Pop Out show. He's in the Not Like Us video. Like, and even The Game, after Drake said this, we saw Game kind of hop in the arena, but Game went at Rick Ross, who was going at Drake. Game didn't go at, notice how Game didn't go at Kendrick. He was like, all right, Drake, you still fucking with me? All right, boom. Rick Ross, I'll lyrically try to jar with him, but I don't know why Drake thought that this was a good idea to shout these guys out as if they're going to turn cold. Like, they're all from Compton. YG's from Compton. Kane's from Compton. Kendrick's from Compton. They probably know each other. They probably grew up, like, maybe not the game, he's older, but YG and Kendrick, or if they didn't grow up together, they have mutual friends. Their uncle knows his uncle. Like it's too many connections for you to think that you're gonna like cause to make somebody turncoat. I just thought this was a dumb set of bars the first time I heard it. He said, "You say you hate the girls I fuck, but what do you really mean? I've been with black and white and everything that's in between. You the black messiah wifing up a mixed queen." I don't even understand how this is a diss. Drake fans, you got Drake dick in your mouth, please help me take it out and then go in the comments and then, or keep it in, whatever you do, and help me understand this. How is dissing how do you go from saying I've been in with black and white girls, but the punchline is you are with a half black, half white girl? Like how, like, let me know in the comments. Say you hate the girls I fuck, but what you really mean? So this Drake, because on Euphoria, Kendrick says,
We hate the bitches you fuck cause they confuse themselves with real women.
is Drake taking that diss that Kendrick threw at him from Euphoria and saying, oh, you only hate the girls I fuck because they're not black? Or I don't understand what he's really responding to. You're the black messiah wifing up a mixed queen, which I don't think anyone who seriously listens to Kendrick's music believes he's a black messiah. He doesn't even make that type of music, right? But even so, you wiped up a half black, half white. I don't understand this shot, right? And hit Vanilla Cream to help out with your self-esteem. Basically saying, okay, you fuck white women because you have low self-esteem. But Drake, you just admitted that you've been with white girls too. Like again, when you just listen to this song and you're not really paying attention and you're just like a surface level listener, you're not trying to go deep, it sounds good because I mean he sounds good rapping. But when you just like under a little bit of scrutiny, none of this shit makes that much sense. On some Bobby shit, I want to know what Whitney need. All that puppy love was over in y'all late teens. Again, so this is like some, you dissing somebody because he's not in the honeymoon phase with his girl anymore. How is that a diss? Like, it's like, okay, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, you're watching the video. That's like me responding saying, well, you and your girl are not in puppy love stage anymore. That's me, like you might diss me in the comments and I'll respond, well, you and your girl are not in the puppy love stage anymore. That's not a diss, bro. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? And why is, like, come on, bro. I think this age, I actually don't know whose kid is whose. I don't care. I actually don't like when rap beefs, which is more of a recent thing. I don't like when they go in this direction of talking about whose baby mama, my nephew's cousin fucked your auntie's best friend, so you're a bitch. I don't care about these niggas' personal lives. Not Kendrick's, not Drake's, don't care. But I think this one aged poorly because the Drake fans, they're so mad, like, oh, Kendrick is just saying things that's not true about the certified lover boy, certified, like, young girls and all this. He's lying. We don't even know if it's true, but we don't know if this is, if that's your angle, then you have to feel the same way about this. You don't know if this is true. So if you're saying like the Kendrick disses are not hard because what he's saying ain't true, you should keep the same energy. We don't know if this is true. If you hear Drake do this bar, Drake emphasizes Dave Free. Heard one of them kids might be Dave Freeze, and he drags it. So Kendrick takes that, and then on Not Like Us, he drags a minor. So it's like Kendrick was rebuttaling the shit out of this. I'm just telling y'all why Drake lost. When Drake drops the push-ups in the TaylorMade, I was like, yo, Kendrick got to do something, bro. Like, this is not looking good. I think I'm as impartial as it gets, man. So here's another bar. This isn't to Kendrick, but I have to point this out. Rakim talking shit again. Rakim is ASAP Rocky. That's his real name, Rakim. Gas because you hit my BM first. Which is crazy to admit a nigga did that. It's just crazy just to casually admit that on the record. But do the math. Who was I hitting then? So I don't really need to look at the Genius notes to see what this is about. Drake is basically saying, yeah, crazy. Yeah, you fucked my baby mother first. But during the time you fucked my baby mother, I was fucking Rihanna or I was dating Rihanna. That's what he's trying to say. And again, if you just hear this and it's just like, you don't really pay too much attention and you're not really trying to look deep, you're like, okay, yeah, he threw a bar. But think about it, right? You, the viewer watching this, if let's say I have a baby mom, you knew her first and you hit it first, right? And we have beef, right? You knew her first and you hit it first. But for you, she was just a smash and pass. For me, I got her pregnant. Like, this is the mother of my child. So we already know that's an L. I mean, Drake pretty much admits it. But what if I responded saying, okay, yeah, you hit my baby mother first. She was a smash piece. At the same time, I was dating your baby mother, Rihanna. But I was actually in love with Rihanna at the time. You ended up taking her and then putting babies in her too. What it sounds like is you're taking all my chicks. Like you fucked on my baby mom before I knew her. And the girl I was hitting at the time, who Drake was in love with Rihanna. He was publicly professing his love for Rihanna.
She's someone I've been in love with since I was 22 years old. All my adult life, I've looked up to her even though she's younger than me.
You hit my BM first, cool. But at the time, I was dating the girl. I was dating your wife at the time. But I was in love with her. She wasn't really fucking with me like that, or whatever the case may be. Then you picked her up. Now you put babies in her, and now y'all, bro, it's like you're taking all my chicks. And then it's compounded by the fact, like, how is this even happening to Drake like this by someone like A$AP Rocky? Drake is like the highest tier rapper you can be in terms of publicity, sales. He's like an S tier rapper. There's S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier. Drake is like on the top tier, S tier. A$AP Rocky is definitely not an S tier rapper. He doesn't even have that much music. And he's not, I wouldn't even say A$AP Rocky is an A tier rapper. A$AP Rocky is like a B tier rapper. So how is he even still, how is he able to take your chicks like this, bro? Like, it's just wild. This part right here is just wild to admit this on the record. And then to try to flip it like you wasn't in love with the chick. And now they got 3 kids together. That's crazy. Here, Drake is alleging that Baby Keem writes Kendrick's raps. Drake has actually alluded to this years ago. If you watch, I think it's an Elliott Wilson interview that Drake did like right after his house got built or something. He basically alluded to, yeah, shout out to Baby Keem. He writes Kendrick's records or his rhymes. He's basically alluded to that. So I don't know about that. I don't enjoy Baby Keem lyrics at all, but I think this is something that Drake seems like he knows it for a fact because he's felt like that for years already. This right here, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy. This line just, okay, I know it's funny, it's haha, but it just reeks of jealousy. Like, who is even talking Grammys for you to say this? It just reeks of jealousy because obviously Kendrick has more Grammys than Drake. Kendrick has way more. It's not even close. Kendrick could stop making music right now and Drake can keep going. I don't think Drake would ever even catch him. So it just reeks of jealousy. Like we wasn't even talking Grammys. You want to take up for Pharrell, then come get his legacy out of my house. I think he's talking about all the chains that he wore in the Family Matters video. Like I said in my reaction, that scene of Drake wearing Pharrell's jewelry, it would have hit harder if those were stolen. But Drake bought those at an auction because he's a huge Pharrell fan. Like, Drake is a fan of Pharrell. That's why he bought the jewelry. And then Drake, on a Travis Scott song, he claimed that he melted Pharrell's chains, like trying to be, petty. But we see in the video, oh, you didn't melt the chains, and you bought those chains for millions of dollars. And again, just something like, y'all gotta explain to me how this is a diss. Wearing a nigga's chains that you bought in the video and you flexing the chain. Like, nigga, you bought that off me. I sold that to you. Like, it's not a flex, bro. I didn't want them no more. This line got rebutted to hell on Meet the Grams. Drake says, you right, it's fuck Big 3. It's only Big D. It's like a double entendre. Big D being Drake. And apparently, like, Drake's dick pic was out there. I don't know. I didn't go look for, the visuals of it. But Kendrick rebutted the shit out of this on Meet the Grams.
I mean, calling them Tinder, then leak videos, sell themselves to further push their agenda.
He's basically saying like, yeah, this nigga's a predator, and he's leaking videos of himself to further this predator agenda, to further get the young girls on. He's leaking videos like this of himself. He's a sick man. Like, he just rebutted the shit out of that. Our son should go play at the park. 2 light-skinned kids, that will be cute. I mean, again, so this is another one of those disses where I don't know where the punch is. Where's the punch at? It's a diss because this kid is light skinned. Is this kid light skinned? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't get where the shot about this is. Again, Drake fans, you know, remove genital and then type in the comments. What's so hard about this? I do like this bar right here. Blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. You like to put gin in your juice. You'd like to think you bitch been juice. I do like that. Here's the allegations of Kendrick being a wife beater. Again, like if you're a Drake fan, or you feel like Kendrick's, you know, disses are not good because he's lying or something, you have to feel the same way about this. Or you feel like Kendrick don't have proof, you got to feel this, like there's no proof of this. And then this is like how women would diss each other. You're not married yet, you got proposed in 2015, y'all don't live in the same house. Like, what type of shit is this, bro? What type of shit is this? I do like what Drake did with the Michael Jackson and Prince bars. I like that Kendrick and Drake, they were like, kind of like, Kendrick did it first. Yeah, he said it first on Like That, where he said Prince outlived Mike Jack. And then they just kind of kept trading this reference and then playing with it. I like that. It was like a nice show of lyricism. It's what this battle could have been if, like, Drake didn't go into like, okay, let me start naming your wife. And then Kendrick was like, well, if you're naming wives, I'm naming kids. And then, by the way, then Drake's like, well, if you're naming kids, then I'm saying you're a wife beater. And then Kendrick's like, well, you're a pedo. Like, this is where the battle could have gone. Just straight lyrics and who's the most clever, who's doing it best. I think they done this like between 3 or 4 songs. This is a nice thing they had going. And I do like these bars by Drake. Oh shit, it's all making sense. Maybe I'm preaching, you actually might. Michael was praying for fears with chains of people with you actually might. Like, I do like this part. Okay, and finally, The Heart Part 6. Now this record, you know, it was a decisive victory, right? Because what Drake fans should be saying is, yo, this battle is not over. Kendrick actually lost, or Kendrick is actually losing because our guy dropped the last record. The Hard Part 6 is the last record from this beef. Like, this is the last record that they dropped. So if you really felt your guy was winning, you would be like, nah, the clock is on Kendrick, right? That's what they was doing at first. Like, yo, the clock is on Kendrick. You would be like, yo, it's been a month, he ain't responded to the Hard Part 6 yet. But even Drake fans are smart enough to know, like, they can't do that because this is just a completely defeated sounding record. Drake don't have the spunk in his voice that he had on Push-Ups. Like, fucking Not Like Us that came out. It was going crazy. He was trying to get ahead of it. The record was rushed. Like Drake created an environment where he cannot take like a week to respond because he was trolling Kendrick for doing that. So he's created now an environment where I have to respond quickly. And I actually do think Drake wrote this record. This has Drake's flow and his cadence and like the things that Drake had in his early mixtapes, like Comeback Season. Like you can hear that this is Drake speaking. But because of that, there's like so many misunderstandings in here, like, that I'll point out. And then he just sounds completely defeated. So here, I don't know what Drake is talking about. First, I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial? Kendrick never even mentioned. I think this is Drake referencing when he got robbed and alleged, I don't know what happened, but he got robbed for something. But he's like, where's the paperwork that I snitched? Like, no one's even talking about that, bro. Here, Drake is saying that basically the information on Meet the Grams, like, we fed you false information, which could be true. It could be. Kendrick still claims that the daughter thing is real. If the daughter thing is real on Meet the Grams, that's going to be remembered as one of like the most vicious diss records of all time. Because that last record of Meet the Grams is insane. But Drake is basically saying, yeah, there was no mole. This is Drake responding to 616 in LA, where Kendrick is like, yo, there's a mole in your camp. We have info on you. Drake is basically saying like, there's no mole. That was us. We were playing with you. But this doesn't age well. Again, if you're just a fan who just listens and then just believes, you don't think critically for yourself, you would just be like, oh yeah, this makes total sense. But all you have to do is look at what happened when Drake dropped Family Matters. If Drake's team was the one that was feeding the false information to Kendrick, How did Kendrick know that Family Matters was going to drop and then drop 20 minutes later, Meet the Grams? And then a couple hours later, drop Not Like Us, where he mentions Family Matters. The Family Matters and the truth of the matter, those guys playing the show. Like, so Kendrick knew Family Matters was going to come out. So did y'all feed him that information too? Or how does this work? And here's just like, again, this is more like how women and like teenagers diss each other. Why is Whitney not denying the allegations? Why is she following Dave Free and not you? Why does she follow? Why is this guy in your top friends and he's not in your top friends? So y'all are not really friends. This is like some 5th grade shit. You know what I mean? MySpace shit. You haven't seen your kid in 6 months. Like, I don't know what role stuff like this, even if it's true, what role does this have in a diss record? I don't know. Oh, I saw someone leaving heart emojis. He's following you, not you. They're leaving heart emojis. He's not in your top friends. And I saw that they, were messaging each other and he's not in your comments. Like, what the fuck type shit is this, bro? Even if you're a Drake fan, you cannot defend this shit, bro. The Epstein angle was what I expected. It's just crazy. Yo, that's crazy. This is like Drake admitting on Family Matters that A$AP Rocky smashed his baby mom. Like, why the fuck would, like, some shit you should just keep in your head. You cannot say so. The Epstein angle is what I expected. Why do you expect that, bro? Here's Drake completely misunderstanding the Mother I Sober song. That's why the pedo raps you're so obsessed with. He's basically saying this trauma is from your own confession. He's basically saying he misunderstands the record, the Mother I Sober record from Mr. Morale. It's about, I believe, Kendrick's mother who suffered from sexual abuse. I don't want to get this type of info wrong, but then she asks Kendrick, because it happened to her, she asks Kendrick, like, yo, did he do anything to you? And then Kendrick is like, no, but he's conflicted in the record because she doesn't believe him. But he's like, no, nothing happened to me. Drake heard the record and was like, oh, so you got sexually molested. No, that's not what he says on the record. See, that's the only record where you say he got molested. And let's say he did get molested. You gonna diss a nigga because he got sexually abused as a child? Like, that's crazy. Like, come on, man. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. Okay, that's funny, but it's like, bro, like, we making fun of grape victims? Is that what we doing now? Like, that's, even if that was true, that is such a disgusting angle to take. Especially when your crew is being like accused of like sexual deviancy. It's like, you gotta read the room. This is just a horrible bar. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I would be arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you suggested. in this society right now, where the most famous people more famous than Drake, Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, when these guys are going down for sexual deviancy, how do you have the nerve to say it? Like, basically, I'm too famous to be fucking young girls. I would have been arrested already. After seeing what's been happening the last couple years, tone deaf, crazy. But that's why I say this is a rushed record. Drake wrote this himself and put it out there quickly because he didn't want to look like Not Like Us was going crazy, and he created an environment where you can't take a week to respond to a record. On Taylor Made, he created that environment. Like, nah, you're not dropping next week, you're dropping now. Drop now, drop. Like, so now he has to drop it and he puts out some rush shit. The issue is Drake didn't have anything after Family Matters. Family Matters was supposed to be the end all be all. He put all his marbles in Family Matters. That was supposed to be the nuke, and it wasn't. It wasn't. So now we get this. Mentioning A minor, but I think we all know B sharp is not, real. I still thought it was a good attempt at, rebuttaling the bars. I still thought it was a good attempt. Stop buying views and bot comments. Like, what are we talking about? Drake just takes a strange angle. Your girl is not in you are not in your girl's top 8. You're not on her close friends on Instagram. I saw one of your friends in her comments. She left a comment here. You buy in bots and comment. Like, you're like, what angle are you taking, bro? He's just grasping for anything, bro. I could give a fuck about your streaming data, but literally 2 bars ago, They're saying stop buying views, which you don't care about the streaming data. Which is it? Is it Uchiwali or is it One Mic? He said, so this is where he gives up. You could drop 100 more records. I'll see you later. I'm done. He's like, I've had enough of this. Because you got to remember, you got to have been there. Like, but Kendrick is dropping. Kendrick he went back to back on Drake like twice. He dropped Euphoria, then he dropped 616. Then Drake drops his nuke 20 minutes later, Meet the Grams. Then he drops Not Like Us. So yeah, Drake is like, at this point, he's like, I'm done with this shit, bro. Like, you could keep dropping. So again, remember what we went from. In Tailor Made, we went from, you better have some shit ready. You need another week. What the fuck is taking you so long? How are you not in the booth? You trying to let it die now? No. This time we're going all the way. We're following through. It went from that type time into, yeah, you could keep dropping as many records as you want. I'm done. Goodbye. See you later. You definitely burnt it the fuck out though. Like I'm over it. Like, you got 10 more records. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to rap this no more. Nigga gave up. Then he has this little monologue at the end where he's just so fucking defeated. Like, that's what I'm saying. If you was a real Drake, if Drake fans really felt like this is how you know the win was decisive. Like, you remember in Tailor Made where Drake said, we need a no debated West Coast victory. This is how you know this is a no debated West Coast victory for Kendrick. Because Drake has the last song in this beef. He dropped last. And the Drake fans are not doing what they did back when Tailor Made dropped. Where there was like, 3 days and Kendrick hasn't responded yet. 8 days, Kendrick hasn't responded yet. 9 days and 4 hours and he has not responded yet. They was doing that. If they really felt like Drake won, they would be doing that with this. It's been a month and 4 weeks. That would be 2 months. It would have been a month and 3 weeks. Kendrick can't respond. Like, they have the last record in this beef, but they can't even stand on it, bro. So yeah, man. Drake issue, his issue is Family Matters was the nuke. Family Matters is supposed to be the end all be all, the song plus video. Then he dropped it and then Kendrick was already ready. Then he dropped again and Not Like Us came out a couple hours after and it was over. It was over. Then Drake drops this shit where he just sounds, he gives up on you guys. So anyway, that's all I got. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.